Hi everyone and welcome to or back to my booktube channel. I'm going to be making this intro short because this video certainly isn't. Yes, I'm coming to you from the future right now, and this video I think took around a month to make. I literally got 3 new tattoos, went on my bachelorette trip, got married, so I also went to Dallas, and then also got contacts. I think that all happened in this video, behind the scenes of course. But yeah, it's been quite the month, and as you can tell from the title, this all happened while I was trying to find a 5-star read. That's really all I'm gonna say. This is certainly a journey, and I hope you enjoy watching. Okay, I'm about to start my first book for this video, so I thought I would film. I was gonna sit in the chair, but I obviously could not disturb Charles. Of course, now he's getting up. Classic cat behavior. Anyways, I'm currently in the middle of one audiobook when starting this video off, and that is Immortality, a Love Story. This is the sequel to Anatomy, a Love Story. I think there's only 2 books. I think this is a duology. I absolutely loved this one. Gave it 4.5 stars. I'm only like 25% in through this one, and it's okay so far. It's nothing crazy. Like, I'm not loving it as much as I was loving this one. Just letting you know that this is the book that I'm listening to. And now I'm wanting to start another read on my Kindle, and that book is In the Company of Witches. I will put a picture of it on the screen because I do not own it yet. But it is a cozy mystery with bits of fantasy elements. Like, our main character is a witch, but I believe she does not practice. Ever since her husband passed, she no longer speaks to the dead, which I think was her like specialty. And she lives with her 2 aunts that I believe are also witches. So it's giving like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And they run a B&B and a murder happens there. And so it looks like her aunt did it. And I think our main character, Bryn, has to, you know, stick up for her and prove that it wasn't her. That's all I know. I've seen Katie's reading and Heather both talk about this book and enjoyed it. So that is what I'm going to be diving into tonight. It's our first physical read of this video, and I'm so excited. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. So I'm on page 138 out of 330. I'm reading on my phone right now because I've been using the continuous scrolling feature that you can only use on like certain Kindles or on your phone, and I feel like I'm reading so much faster. So I'm going to read out here for a little. I'm hoping to finish this tomorrow, honestly. Also, as for an update on Immortality, a Love Story, I told y'all I was listening to this audiobook, and it's the sequel to Anatomy, and it just finally started getting good. 58% through, and I remember I hit like the 52% mark, and I finally was like, okay, I see where this is going. Like, straight up was not having a good time. I was like, who are these people? I don't care. I only have 5 hours left of this, so I honestly hope to finish this maybe in like 2 days, because like I said, I want to prioritize In the Company of Witches. So enough yapping, let's read. Suspicious. 45% through. And now I feel like I know who did it. Hank, what book do you think I should choose? I want to pick from my TBR, and I honestly think we're gonna go ahead and go with Saving 6. I am so nervous. Wish me luck. Okay, I thought it was about time for a verbal update. I'm still reading Saving Six by Chloe Walsh, and it is 9:20 on a Saturday night. The best Saturday night plans I could have is just reading on the couch with my fiance. So I'm 42% through. I have made it to page 202, and it's very easy to read, and I love how much dialogue she uses. Like, I think that's why you just read and it's so easy. And I like our characters. They're definitely getting on my nerves, but like, I feel like that's expected to happen. But I like their personalities. They don't feel like Johnny and Shannon at all. They definitely feel like two different people, which I'm happy about. But I cannot get over the fact that he was like 12 years old when this book started. Like, I think they're finally 16, and it's their 4th year, I think is what I just filmed. So we've been with him since first year. And I think he was turning 13, and now they're 16. And I cannot believe the way that they're talking and acting and what's going on in these books. Like, when I was their age, I was definitely very different than how they are. And I've just kind of told myself that they've been older the entire time, because that's the only way I could make it like not weird. But yeah, I'm not enjoying that part of it. And then, I don't know, we already know part of his story, Joey's, because he is related to Shannon, who the first 2 books were about. And so I'm over that plot. Like, I hate it, you know. There's a lot of trigger warnings in these books, so that's why I'm talking about how I hate the plot. I'm not sure if I want to say, just in case you don't want to know. I'm also just not loving it as much as I loved Johnny and Shannon's story. I'm surprised, but like, I'm 42% into this book. It's definitely not a 5 stars right now. I have a feeling the next book will be for these 2 characters, but not right now. Okay, that's all. I will hopefully continue reading for another few hours. I would love to finish this book tomorrow, Sunday, if I can. Okay, hi. It is obviously 5:17, and I am just continuing on reading Saving Six. I actually think I want to try and finish today. I'm nervous about that, but I'm on page 362, which is 75%, and it says I have 3 hours left of the book. Now I have a free night. I could totally read for the next, 3 hours, but I've been reading this book for the past like 2 days nonstop, it feels like. It's Sunday night. Do I really want to give my night away to this book? I think I do, but anyways, as y'all saw from I think earlier on in this video, I was reading a lot on my phone because I was enjoying the continuous scrolling that Kindle does on other devices, and it actually does the same thing on my iPad. So I think I'm gonna try and read here just to switch things up. Guys, this is a really hard read, and I know that it ends sadly, and I'm going to cry, and I don't want to cry. Do I look like an iPad kid? I'm done. I'm broken. This sucks. we have finished one book and started another, and so I feel like it's time for an update. Y'all saw me start this Woven Kingdom by Tahereh Mafi. I was not planning on picking that up, but I had just recently gotten it at a Half Price Books, and I just love the Shatter Me series so much that it made me want to start this author's other series. And of course, because this is a video trying to find a 5 stars and Shatter Me is a 5-star series, I thought, you know, maybe we would find success here. I'm not going to be talking about Saving 6 right now, but obviously, as y'all can tell, it wasn't my 5-star. So I originally picked this up with the hardcover that I already own, and I was like struggling so hard. I was like, oh my gosh, like I need a dictionary, like on top of world building. And like, it's kind of an intense world building in my opinion. It just kind of is throwing stuff at you. On top of that, someone handed Tahereh Mafi like a thesaurus. And so seriously, in every sentence, there's like a word I do not know. So I looked it up on Libby. Luckily, it was available. So I just went ahead and got it. And I started reading it through my Kindle, which has helped so much because I wasn't comprehending the sentences. This book made me feel really dumb, to be honest, especially compared to Shatter Me, which is like the easiest writing style ever. Anyways, I am 32% in. I'm on page 177. So I've been reading this for like the past 2 or 3 days, and it's gotten really good recently. Like I said, the beginning was so confusing. I don't even know how I'm gonna try and explain it to y'all. There's 2 groups of people: the clay people, which are like regular human beings, and then Jinn. It's Jinn. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but they're kind of like the more elite, you know, types of people, and they're kind of related to the devil. I don't really know. I don't know. Like, the devil fell from the sky and then all these people died with him, but the devil's not really dead because he still follows our main character. I don't really know. And now the magic is kind of starting to play a little bigger of a role. I'm still not sure yet, but I think in this current day and age, like, they're forbidden to do their magic, like it's against the law. So that's why we haven't seen much of it up until this 30% mark. But we have our main character, Eliza, and we get her point of view along with the male POV, which I love getting both POVs. And his name is Cameron, and he's currently like prince, and he's soon becoming a king, so there's some politicalness there. And yeah, I'm gonna stop talking because I want to start reading. So it's currently 5:47, and it says I have 7 hours and 42 minutes left of the book, so there's no way I can finish this tonight, but hopefully we can knock that down a few hours. Oh my god, the housekeeper in charge of our main character is the most obnoxious woman. I want to do bad things to her. Okay, I just got back from plans. It is currently 9:06. And I have 37 minutes left in the book. So I've been waiting to finish this. It is time. Okay, I'm oiling my hair, so y'all are just not allowed to look at it, but we need to talk. I had planned filming this video around like, I don't know, almost 2 weeks. So I was like, yeah, totally fine if I don't find a 5 stars right away, like I'll get there. I rate everything super highly, it'll come. Where's my 5-star read? To be completely honest with y'all, I really thought it was gonna be Saving 6. Just because I've given the other 2, Boys of Tommen, 5 stars. Then I was excited for the Shatter Me book. I was like, okay, let's just dive right into a new series. it wasn't a 5 stars. It was really good. I read it so fast, it was like really good, but it's not a 5 stars. So between you and me, this next book has got to be a 5 stars. So I have 3 books here that I truly believe should be 5 stars. So first off, we have Us Against You by Frederick Bachman. This is the second book in the Beartown series. I really liked Beartown. I think I might have given it, I don't know, like a 4.25. Okay, I gave it a 4.5 stars. That makes me think I would really like this. I also have it ready for on my Kindle. Next up, we have India Holton's The Ornithologist Field Guide to Love. And the reason I think this could be a 5 stars is because people compare it to the Emily Wilde series, which I'm obsessed with that series. I love academia and books, like studying something very niche. And there's academic rivals to lovers kind of situation going on here. Like, yes, I also have this ready to go on my Kindle. And last up, I don't have this one on my Kindle. We have The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. I have no idea what this one is about, but I know everyone gives it 5 stars. I really don't know what I'm going to pick. If I could tell you right now, I think I'm leaning towards this. Okay, you'll just have to see, but I'm going to be reading right now on my lunch break, and then after work, we will come back together and stay up all night reading. Really quick update. I have been listening to Us Against You on audio. I moved to the audiobook and I'm probably just gonna finish it out in audio. And I unfortunately do not think this is my 5-star read and I'm really upset about it. I'm scared with how long this video is, so who knows where we're at right now. Anyways, I'm on chapter 32 out of 50. It says I have about 2.5 hours left on 2 times speed. So I won't finish this tonight, but hopefully tomorrow, and then we can start our next book. Let me talk about this real quick. This is good. I love the Beartown series. I love how this author writes. It's seriously some of the most, like, he's one of my favorite authors. It's one of the most like beautiful writing styles I have ever seen. I just think there's a few too many characters in this story, which I feel like sounds so silly, but like there's not like, I don't know, 10 characters. There's like, I don't even know. There might be like 20. I just think the story would be more impactful and I would care more if we dived in deeper to, like, you know, the main characters and not everyone. So yeah, that's my update. I desperately need a 5-star, you guys. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Stay tuned. Okay, hi, welcome to my kitchen. I fear I have made it to like week 3 of filming this video. It's currently October 1st. Happy October. It's Tuesday. I got back from a trip yesterday. I showed a few clips. It was my bachelorette. It was so much fun. I think I'm in the middle of like 3 books right now. Also, we're in my kitchen because I'm waiting for my water to boil to make pasta. Anyways, on my Kindle, I started Wild Love by Elsie Silver just because 2 girls on the bachelorette trip were reading books from Chestnut Springs and I was so jealous. So I had the first one already downloaded and I decided to give it a shot. I believe I'm 70 pages into that, so not very far, but I really like it so far. I don't know, I feel like I can tell that maybe more editing went behind this book already. That is interesting so far. And the other book I have started to read is The Ornithologist Field Guide to Love, which is by India Holton. I'm pretty sure I've already shown y'all this book when I was deciding what to read next, and that is the book I ended up going with. And then separately, I started, I think it's called These Infinite Threads, which is the second book in this series I already started in this video. By Tahira Mafi, like this woven kingdom, is that what it was called? I don't know, which that book was good. but I just saw it was available on audio and I was driving back from the trip and I decided to give it a shot. I don't know, I've kind of stopped sharing what audiobooks I'm listening to because I just don't expect them to be 5 stars. Like for instance, I finished No Exit by Taylor Adams on that trip as well. Anyways, that's the update. Okay, it's the next day, Wednesday. I'm on page 162, which is 47% in, and I have just been highlighting like a madman. I'm so obsessed with some of these quotes. This is why I love historical romance, because like all he said was pretty dress and I'm like freaking out. But like she literally put on the dress in case she saw him. So like, I can't. And then it says, he lifted his gaze and as their eyes met again, it felt like coming home. You're kidding. You're actually joking. And like this whole time, they're rivals. So she like doesn't want to be falling for him. So it says, which was ridiculous, Beth told herself. She'd only known the man a short while. He was the opposite of home. He was an unmapped horizon or a bar chart without category names along the x-axis. I'm just straight up loving this. Not sure about 5-star material, but right now I'm just trying to enjoy the book and enjoy where I'm at. This man is obsessed. Okay, listen to this. So he's just seeing her like across this train. She was standing at the far end of the corridor talking to an attendant. Sunlight coming through the train windows flickered like a bright phoenix wings against her profile and illuminated her hair with a reddish halo. Angel was too feeble a word for her. She was heaven entire embodied in a woman's body. Devin wanted to walk up to her, take her in his arms, and feel the grit of his past turn to gold. But he could not move. Time had stopped. Breath had stopped. He stared entranced, wishing helplessly that she'd turn around and smile at him. Done! We finished! I only had about 30 pages left, so I kind of already know my thoughts on this book, so I thought I'd share. I feel like y'all have seen me be really excited for this book and the quotes and the characters and whatnot, and it was really, really good. I'm in between giving it a 4.25 stars and a 4.5. It does remind me a lot of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, but just without the fantasy aspect, which that's my problem with this book, is that it's like historical romance, historical fiction. It has like the smallest hint of fantasy. Like for instance, it's normal day, it's Victorian England or something, but these birds are magical. But like, it's not really fleshed out very well, I don't know. And they also can fly using parasols, like umbrellas. But like, that is it. That's the extent of this fantasy world. And I guess I almost rather not have that. Maybe take out the fantasy and throw in another plot, like a side plot. I think with that, I would have given it 5 stars. Or if the fantasy was, you know, it went more in depth. But still absolutely love this. Really, really good. I highlighted so much on my Kindle and I own it physically, so I can't wait to go and mark it up physically. So obviously it is not a 5 stars, so our search continues. I don't even know what number book we're on now. I also don't know what book I'm gonna start next, but hopefully it's our 5-star. We'll see. actually really disliked this.
Are you finished?
Yeah, maybe like a 3.5.
Damn.
I don't know how everyone gives this book 5 stars. Y'all, literally, look at him. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disturb. This is the cat that doesn't like to be touched, so that's pretty rare that I got to do all that. Let's talk about The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, because what was this? Like, were we reading the same book? Were y'all not so insanely bored? I just feel like the beginning was so repetitive. I was like, okay, like I get this story. Let's move on. I did not like one of the characters. Like, we only had a few main characters. Could not stand one of them. Anyways, the main thing I learned from this book is that I do not like intertwining timelines, you know, like when they go back and forth from the past and present. Not a fan of that, especially if it's like obviously huge. Like, it was going from the 1700s to 2014, and did not like that at all. And that's okay. Now I know that this isn't the type of book for me. I won't be seeking out books with that kind of plot. I think I'm giving it a 3 stars. The writing was amazing, I will say. And I didn't hate the ending. I just didn't care. I can't believe how long it felt. Anyways, I have a few ideas of what books I want to read next. One of them being the Mindf series, which is fitting for the fall time. So I definitely, this is on my TBR regardless for the month. But I know a lot of people are ride or die stands for this book. So this could be a 5 star, which if you didn't know, this book is made up of 5, you know, shorter stories to make up this series. So I'm not sure that the first book would be a 5 stars, but I would continue on since they're pretty short, and hopefully one of the others would be 5 stars. I think I want to go with this tonight, but on the complete other hand, I just got my hold for Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson, and I think I'm gonna really like this. I haven't read anything by Brandon Sanderson yet, so I'm excited to give his writing a shot. And I also believe that people are calling this more of a cozy mystery, or a cozy fantasy, and I think I'm gonna really like that. Let's get back to reading. Okay, I just finished the first book. It is now the next morning, or it's noon actually, but I only got to like halfway last night. I ended up going to bed at like 10 p.m., but I woke up, got back to it. Really good, definitely intrigued. I think these books are gonna be really good for me right now. They're just really fast-paced, interesting. They're really easy to read. This book was only like 130 pages, so I'm not sure if any of these are gonna be 5 stars. I don't know, maybe when we get further in I could see, because I know the characters and the story's going to develop, but I liked the way that this one ended. I'm definitely intrigued for the second one. Hi, I am back and we are still filming this video. It's October 13th, 7:54. I think I talked to y'all right before we got married. Now we're married and we're back home, like I said. So, the last time I was reading, I read the 3rd book of the Mindf series. Let me explain this to y'all. The series is a 5-star series already, okay? All 3 books combined, 5 stars. But because I'm reading them individually, I'm rating them individually, you know, like book 1 has a different rating than book 3. For instance, book 3 has been my favorite. It has a 4.5 stars. It only has about like 130 pages, but it was so good right up until the finish. I just wanted a little more of a cliffhanger, I think. And if it would have had one, I would have given it 5 stars, but that's okay. We still have 2 more books to go in this little 5-book series. And I'm going to try and get about like 70% into book 4 today and then finish tomorrow morning. So very exciting stuff. I'm absolutely loving it. Because one of our main characters is a part of the FBI, it's really reminding me of like The Naturals, although that's young adult and this is most certainly not. It's making me want to reread those just because I love reading about, you know, profilers and people in the FBI, I guess. I'm just really enjoying everything in here. So last night I did not make it to 70%, but I made it to 50%, right at 50, and that is page 74. So let's go ahead and knock out this 4th book. Things are happening. I'm scared, but I'm excited. Literally the only reason I stopped reading last night was because I was so exhausted. So okay, there's only like 12 pages left, but I'm really wanting it to end a certain way, and I'll honestly be a little upset if it doesn't. I can't. I can't do it. Okay, I finished book 4. It ended exactly how I wanted it to. 5 stars, finally. Like I said, this entire series has been a 5-star series so far. I'm going to continue and y'all can watch me read the final book. I have to start it right now. I need to know what's happening. Let's go ahead and download the 5th book. Okay, so as y'all saw, I immediately started book number 5 and I'm on page 143. I have about 30 more pages to go and I'm freaking out. Done! 5 stars. All right, we have finally made it to the end of this video. I'm here to wrap things up. Did you ever think this day would come? Because I certainly didn't. I am going to rapid fire talk about the 10 books that I read in this video. So starting off, we have Immortality, a love story by Dana Schwartz. This is the sequel to Anatomy, and I really liked that book. That book was almost a 5 stars. Unfortunately, this book was a 3.5. The first half of it, I was like, this, you know, did not need to be a duology. What's going on? But then at around the 50% mark, it honestly turned around and I enjoyed where the plot was going and everything ended up working out the way I wanted to. So it's a 3.5 because I still enjoyed more time with these characters. But like, if you didn't love the first book, I feel like don't bother with the second. Next up, I do own this now. It is In the Company of Witches by Orly Wallace. This is the cutest little book. And by little book, I literally mean it is tiny. Look at that. Looking back at my notes, I gave this a 3 stars. I really enjoyed like the overall vibes of this and the town and the fact that they were like witches and everything. But I think I got bored and I thought that the pacing was odd. I'm not sure if I'll pick up the next book in this little series. Then we had a book I truly thought was going to be my 5 stars, and that is Saving Six by Chloe Walsh. This is a part of the Boys of Tommen series. I literally have a shrine for this series right here. And as much as I loved Binding and Keeping 13, this just was not the same for me. And I truly think it's because this is a like childhood friends to lovers kind of situation. Okay, I think her name is pronounced Aoife, but Joey and Aoife, like they really grew up together. And this starts off when they were very young and I did not enjoy, you know, the sexualizing of such young characters. I really had to just keep reading and push through that. And of course, this series is nothing like Magnolia Parks, but their relationship did remind me of Magnolia and BJ. That was a highlight. Obviously, I I believe these characters like are meant to be, and it was really good. I'm giving it 4 stars. But yeah, this was never gonna be a 5 stars for me. I'm hoping the next book after this, obviously they're going to be more grown up. I'm really expecting that 4th book, Redeeming 6, to be a 5 stars because of that. Then we have This Woven Kingdom by Tara Mafi, and I don't have a lot written down for this, so I don't really know what to say, but I know that I enjoyed it. It was definitely captivating. I liked the story. I like where things are going for the 2nd book. But yeah, I just gave it 4 stars. I don't really know why, I'm sorry. And then y'all didn't see me pick this up. I kind of listened to this behind the scenes, but I thought I would include it since I didn't do a wrap up for this month. And that is As Good as Dead, which is a part of the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. This is the final book. And I'm so glad that I listened to this on audio because I did not love it. The end of this book is my nightmare, literally. And I'm not gonna say like what that is, but just know I was listening to the last half of this book on like 2.3 times speed because I just needed to get this over with. But yeah, it is what it is. I gave this 3 stars. Then a follow-up to Bear Town by Frederick Bachman, we have Us Against You, and I gave that first book I think a 4.5. So I thought maybe this could be my 5 stars, and it was not. I really like this series. I really like his writing, but I just don't connect with these characters as much as I'd want to for a 5 star. Also, I'm so sorry, I should have said this sooner, but like a 5 star book to me is something that I can reread right away. Like as soon as I finish that last page, I want to start over again. Genuinely, that is how all of my 5 stars feel. And that was not this. I gave this a 3.5. Another 3.5 book is No Exit by Taylor Adams. I listened to this while I was traveling and it was really good. It definitely, you know, caught my attention for that drive that I had to take. But let me just say, this is literally about a girl having to stop at a rest stop because of bad weather. And I literally was on a road trip by myself, you know, traveling alone. Every time I saw a rest stop, I was like, don't even look at that. We're not doing that, because this book, it was a little scary, you know. One character in particular, I literally can like think of their name. I just hated them so much, but that's what this book wanted, and it was really good. But yeah, I think I had a problem with some of the writing in here. Moving on to the closest we got to a 5 stars in this video, besides the actual 5 star, is The Ornithologist Field Guide to Love. It's funny because I think I was mispronouncing this name in the beginning, and that's like a common inside joke in this book, is people mispronouncing the word ornithologist. So I thought that was so funny. Devin and Beth were absolutely everything. I really liked like their tension and their banter. You guys have already heard me talk about this. The only reason I didn't love it was because it kind of felt like it was missing something. And I physically read this, but a 4.5 stars to me is something that I could listen to on audio like as soon as I finish it. So I finished the book, so good. Do I want to reread it right away? No, but I could re-listen to it right away, like almost a 5 star. I hope that makes sense. And I don't even think I should talk about this book. I am so sorry to, you know, give hate on this book. I'm so glad the rest of y'all love it, but this book was not for me. Just not my style, but I can totally see how other people love it. And finally, my 5 star read. This is the Mindf series. This is books 1 through 5, as y'all saw, and I think I gave book 4 a 5 star. But like I said, the whole series is a 5 star read. I miss this story and these characters. It was just so good. I genuinely enjoyed this way more than I was expecting to. So much so that I've already started another book like this. I don't know if y'all have heard of Butcher and Blackbird, but I've read that and I just started the 2nd book because I was just like missing the feeling of this. So good. I will 100% be rereading this one day. This isn't gonna be for everyone because it is a dark romance. So definitely, you know, keep that in mind. I'm sure there's trigger warnings in here. And this was supposed to be a short outro, so I'm going to end this here. I'm so sorry this video was so long. If you watched all the way to this point, I love you so much. Thank you so much. And I hope to see y'all in the next one. Bye guys.